there's three areas I want to look at. The first one is how do you service your customers and what's your customer service like? The second area is who actually answers customer service and how do you engage with them on a personal level? And the third area is setting boundaries for your clients and engaging with them in ways that you want your business to be like. So in other words, do your customers control your business or do you control your business? And how do you do all that with a real attention towards customer service? I always felt that I grew up in a pretty service-oriented environment. I grew up in Chicago in the middle of the United States. And there we had a lot of attention, and of course there's a lot of business practices on how important it is to serve your customers. In fact, I was always taught in the years that I've spent, working with and consulting and doing things with places like Disney and Apple and just large corporations, Sony and Warner Brothers, these corporations that are really successful, often, for example, like Disney, is 100% focused on customer service. And so over the years, I've really understood how important customer service is. Now, that's a no-brainer, and if you're in business, you know how important customer service is. But I want you to take a minute now and to reflect on how really well do you serve your customers? And here's the main difference. Some businesses serve their customers, they take care of their customers, but a lot of businesses or business owners don't appreciate their customers like they're gold. In other words, are you appreciating your customers like they are literally gold, like they're literally a treasure? And we do things like we'll often send customers, holiday gifts, or we'll send customers birthday gifts. In fact, with our private clients, every time we send up a private client, the first thing we do is we ask them for their birthdays so that we can make sure on their birthdays and on special days for them, we can treat them special, send them little gifts, send them emails or something to continue to make them feel special and let them know how important they are to us. You're in business because of your customers, and a business is solving problems. That's what a business is. When you're solving problems, you're in business. And a lot of owners that I work with around the world, entrepreneurs and professionals, they go, more problems, more problems. But to us, we look at it like, look, that's what a business is. We get up every day to solve problems. So are you appreciating the problems your customers are bringing to you? And are you appreciating the problems that you have in your life? Okay, so the second area is who's actually doing your customer service? And the reason I ask this question, because you might be saying, well, this is kind of like question number one, how's my customer service? But Jeff and I actually answer a lot of our customers and our clients' comments, concerns, issues, and emails directly. Now, the first thing you'll say is, that's nuts. You can't do that. But actually, I've noticed over the years that working with some top executives around the world, coaching them on parts of their businesses, that a lot of them actually address customers directly many times. In fact, many of them want to get engaged with their customers directly because it gives a huge amount of feedback on how things are going with the business, how things are going with their products, and they can start to develop a good relationship with their customers. All right, the last area I want to talk about today is setting boundaries. So the question I want you to ask yourself around this topic is, do you set enough boundaries with your customers and your clients? Because many times we work with entrepreneurs or professionals who are, kind of exhausted from all the work, and they feel like they don't get paid enough. And look, there's one way to feel like you're more properly paid, which is charge more, right? But at some point, you're probably, you can use our techniques to charge a lot. You can be the most expensive in the world, but still you have to start to, once you get there, you have to start to look at how can you more manage your life better. So even if you're charging a lot of money, Jeff and I charge hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for our private clients. But just because they're paying us a lot doesn't mean that we are up at all hours of the night doing whatever they want at any time. So the question I want you to ask yourself is, this year, as you're raising your rates, are you managing your clients and saying, this is how I do business? Now, naturally, there's a way of saying, no, this is how I do business. If you don't want to do it, get out of here. And versus saying, well, look, I'd love to serve you, Mr. or Mrs. Client, but I do business in these ways. This is how much time you get with me. This is how much of my personal time you get. This is how much, product you get. This is how much help you get with our help center. This is how much training you get, or this is how many consulting hours, or this is how many hours I show up and I speak and I present. So those are the three topics today, and I want you to think about those and integrate those in your business. Do you really think of service orientation? Are you really service oriented with your customers and clients? Do you appreciate them like they're gold? Who is actually carrying out the customer service, and could you be doing more personal connection with your customers? And lastly, now this is kind of the flip side, are you setting boundaries with your customers? And of course, serving them within those boundaries. But are you setting the boundaries that are really the right ones for you so you can sustainably and comfortably and energetically continue to serve your customers even better every year?